Hey, what's up everybody? Marlon Glad here. So today we're going to talk about your rights as a private citizen in the United States of America. So I'm doing this video because I feel like everybody in this country needs to know their rights, okay? I am a former state police officer. I was for about 9 years. So I have been on that side of the fence, and I have also been on the other side of the fence because I am a black man in America, okay? So I can see both perspectives. So it's very important that you as a citizen know your right, especially if you are a minority or an unarmed black man. All right, so we're going to talk about these videos and I'm going to break them down.
All right, good. Thank you.
But I'm asking you for my safety, please put your phone down.
For your safety,
Yes,
put my
you
phone
need to
down?
put your phone down, please. Just set it down on the seat.
Set it down on the seat?
Yes.
Like that? Is that good?
I want you to set it down face up. I want to make sure you're not calling more people over here that will compromise my safety. Okay, set it down face up. Face up. I want to see the screen the whole time because I want to make sure you're not calling people here.
It's going to be like this. It's fine like that. Thank you.
1369, can you give one more card, please? If you continue not to listen to me, I'm going to have to take you out of the car.
Hey, that'll be illegal.
No, it won't.
See, the problem with this video is the officer is immediately lying about his safety, okay? You are a police officer. You are a public servant. When you are on the job, you don't have any expectation of privacy, okay? So people can film you, take pictures, whatever the case may be. That's the job that you signed up for. That's what it is. So this police officer talking about he's in danger, it's not illegal to record a police officer. So here's something typical that bad police officers do. They try and get you to do something. You know your rights, you don't want to do it, or you say no. So what do? They immediately call for backup. That is an intimidation factor. They're trying to scare you into doing what they say. Because what's going to happen is another car is going to pull up. There's going to be 2 officers get out. Another car might pull up. There's 2 officers. So now all of a sudden you have like 6 police officers. And they are all there to back that officer up because they don't know what's going on. He could be in total danger. So they're not even trying to hear your story or your side of it when they first arrive. They are just trying to get there and help him out, okay?
Back here, he's being uncooperative. He keeps pointing his cell phone on me and recording it. So I told him to put it down, face up, so I can see he's not trying to call someone, and he won't do it.
Call someone. We just can you give us the ticket? If that's what it's gonna be.
Hand your phone to one of those officers out there.
Nope, I'm not going to do that.
Babe.
Do you know this guy in the back car?
Yes, it's
I'm
my
just recording for
boyfriend.
my safety and for everyone's safety.
Tell him he doesn't need to do
Is there a
this.
problem?
But why is there such
You
an
have some body
issue? She
camera?
has a.
The camera's
Okay.
on right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna
why,
ask you to
why
hand the phone.
That's fine. I'm going to leave it on.
is there such a big issue
leave
if
it
he
on, you
has
can't
his phone?
I'm not going to hand you my property.
And I'm telling you right now, I don't know what you're doing with your phone.
What?
I'm recording.
Until you comply with us, I'm going to keep asking you and
I'm
keep going
recording.
down this road.
That's not illegal,
Going
officer.
on?
That's not illegal.
Okay? Well, it is right now.
No,
I'm
it's
asking you
not illegal, officer.
because I don't know what you're doing with your phone.
I'm recording. That's what I'm doing.
getting annoyed because
I'm recording. That's what I'm doing.
Is this your car?
yes.
Are you the registered owner?
Yeah.
Did you just buy it?
Yeah.
Do I have your permission to just put his phone on?
No, don't. You don't have permission. No.
So then you see he tries to pull this sneaky trick. He asked the lady, you know, if you're the owner of the vehicle, you know, can you tell him to put his phone down? Or listen, he knows good and well, just because she is the owner of that car, she is not the owner of his phone. She can't tell him what to do with his phone.
They don't have
Turning into
permission.
this.
Because of his behavior back here.
Because
Why?
that's-
Because he's videotaping
This
you?
is a routine traffic stop, and I don't know
What are you afraid of?
He said he's telling you that he is recording
Okay,
you.
but listen to me. Just please listen to what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, we're
I
listening.
have no idea if he's broadcasting that live, and if he is, that's compromising everyone's safety.
We're not broadcasting it
I don't know
live.
that. Okay? And that's why we need to get the phone away from him while the traffic stop is on, and then we'll be good to go from there.
You can't take
We
my
have the
phone.
phone back as soon as we're done. I just don't want that going on because I have no idea who's watching that video right now. I have no idea.
I
You
don't.
understand where I'm
It's
coming
not
from?
illegal for him to record you, though. Is it illegal?
It is not illegal, but when I
Okay,
tell
Okay,
you,
then
compromising
so
our
if
safety
it's
laws,
not illegal, so why is it a problem if it's not illegal?
I just explained to you why. Because I have no idea why you would do that. That's not.
Why?
Because people are
Are
getting
you
shot
kidding me?
at
You know how many
routine traffic
black people are
stops.
getting shot?
He has nothing to do with this. He's
How
just
many?
sitting here.
It's on the news. It's on the news.
Okay, can we
Who
just
got shot today? I don't know.
go?
Right, nobody.
Can we
Well,
please?
I want to keep it that way.
Listen, we're
I want to
just
keep it
trying
that way.
do our
We're
job.
just trying to
Babe,
job, bro.
can
Okay.
you guys relax?
I'm gonna need-
He's not. I
I'm gonna need the badge numbers of everyone.
I've been
That's
very
fine.
I know, and he's not being disrespectful to you either. He's saying that he wants to record.
Wait, you see the red light?
And
No.
both
You
of
see
us
the
are
red light?
recording this entire incident.
Can I turn around and look?
Go ahead, man.
That's it.
This is so annoying. This is exactly
No.
what people are
That's a
trying
camera.
to
Well,
do.
okay.
No one's out here to hurt you.
What's that?
No one is out here to
That's
hurt you.
recording.
Okay, and I wanna. Is there a problem with me filming?
He just
Why is
explained
your
why he
issue with
wants
him
you filming.
filming it? It's not illegal. You just said
But
it's
it's
not illegal.
Calling anyone? You can see that. You can see
We're
that
gonna
too.
work out right here.
Look, I'm not calling anyone.
I don't have a clue how your phone works, bro.
This is Galaxy S6
I don't have a
Edge.
Galaxy X6. Alright, man, I don't have that.
This is a video function.
Oh
Okay,
my
that's great. You can
god.
call your phone
You can
works.
stream video. That's
Right?
what
You
he's
can make
trying
up
to
an
explain.
app. Hey, you can make up an app, right?
Okay.
You know how technology works, right?
Yeah, I do.
They continue to lie, talking about they don't know how his phone works. You know, smartphones are all pretty much the same. They're not too difficult to figure out. So be for real. If you don't know how to figure out how a smartphone works, then maybe you shouldn't be a cop.
What's your
Can we
name?
please just go?
Officer Menacarion is right there.
And badge number?
371.
Is your name and badge number?
I'll give you my card when we're done with the
Okay,
traffic
I appreciate it.
stop.
Okay. Permit's expired.
They were supposed to send my license plate in the mail
Making a
3
big deal
weeks
about
ago,
this
or
phone.
3 weeks after I
Those
got
are
the
you.
car, and they never gave it to
Well,
me.
this is my right.
And I was
I'm gonna
just
protect my
supposed to
rights,
go
sir.
yesterday, but I
I'm just letting you know, man. You're clearly misinformed,
I'm
right?
gonna protect my rights.
But is it illegal for him to videotape?
No, but the officer explained to you.
I'm
But
like,
if it's not
Why he asked
illegal, then you
to
can't
stop.
ask
They
someone
think
to
we're
do
not
something
educated,
if
that's the
it's
problem.
not illegal.
You could ask some
They think
people
we're not
whatever.
educated.
Okay, but
I think he's asking
just because you
you-
ask somebody to do it doesn't mean that they have to if it's not illegal.
I can find it.
It's not illegal, right?
We're not going to debate it with you.
Exactly. We're not
Okay.
gonna debate. He's not gonna give you his phone because it's his property, and you guys don't have a reason to take him out of the car. He didn't do anything.
Yep. As soon as they touch me, it's gonna be a lawsuit.
Why?
That's
For
what's gonna
what?
Because
happen.
we can remove all the bachelor's fees.
That's what's
For
gonna
what?
happen.
For
I
what
feel
though?
like we need to.
But
Because that's the law.
why would you feel like he had a need to? Because
Because,
he was videotaping?
because ma'am, a normal traffic stop does not go like this. Because we don't
Exactly.
get this much resistance from people.
It's
on a normal
resistance.
traffic
It's
stop.
suspicious.
That's
What
unusual.
That's
is
suspicious,
suspicious
huh?
because he wants to videotape you?
No, it's suspicious the amount of resistance that we're getting at a normal traffic stop.
If
Oh my god.
I was up to no good, I wouldn't have taped it.
Babe,
That's
please
common
leave.
sense.
Like I explained, sir, no
Okay.
one is out here to hurt you. We're
Okay,
just trying
thank
to
you.
look out for our own safety.
Appreciate it.
Nobody's trying to attack you guys.
Okay.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Well,
So
you
it's
guys-
illegal
you guys
for me
are
to
watching-
hold my phone?
You guys are watching the same news that we're watching. And I understand.
Yeah,
where
we're
I
watching the
understand where
same
you're
news that
coming from.
you're watching it. If we want to videotape, that's our right.
I'm not trying to be a jerk, but that's.
He's not going to send it to anybody. He's just making sure for his safety nothing happens to
I
him.
have no
And
reason
if
to
something
believe. I
does
have no
happen, then
reason
he'll
to
have a
believe
video.
that. I have just met you just now. I have no reason to believe that. I have no.
Hey, babe,
I have no
just-
clue where your
just stop talking to them.
Right?
we don't have to talk to
Is
them.
that true?
Now, here's the other thing that people tend to forget. This traffic stop, this is a misdemeanor, okay? This is like nothing. It's like you pay a fine, okay? It's not like this lady was like reckless driving and endangering lives, okay? This is a misdemeanor stop. It should be simple. Write the ticket if you're gonna write it and move on. They turned it into something else. Now, what they're doing is they're trying to use their power and authority. They want these people to do what they're telling them to do. And when they don't, oh, that's a problem. Hey, I'm a cop. You gotta do what I say. They're taking it personal, and it shouldn't ever be personal, okay? You have a job to do. You're supposed to protect and serve the community, all right? So pull somebody over because they were speeding, be cordial and nice, give them a ticket. Even if they have an attitude against you, they don't know you from Jump Street, okay? They might not even like cops. That's not your business. You don't take that personal. You do your job as best you can and you roll out like that's the job. Too many cops. Hey, and this could be one cop or two. They have an authority complex. Okay? They want power. They want you to have to do what they say. They want to be able to run things. And if you're a police officer and you have that kind of mentality, you definitely do not need to be a cop.
Okay, sick license.
Alright, Ms. Jacobson. Put your license in the church back. You're good to focus your ballot. I'm not gonna give you a ticket tonight, okay?
Thank you.
I'm
You did run through the
sorry.
red light.
I know, I'm sorry, I was looking.
But for what happened here tonight, you could have been on here 5 minutes earlier if you'd have just
Complied, yeah.
Okay.
I'm never gonna give my rights. I'm not gonna give up my rights, sir.
Let's go.
I'm not gonna give it up.
But babe,
He's
please
not
don't
arguing.
talk.
Just stop.
Okay, I'm not gonna give up my
Okay,
rights.
yeah, but
He was talking to me.
We're done.
He was talking to me. Oh, thank you. This guy is a good guy. Out of everybody else, do you have a card?
Guess what?
Okay.
These are all good guys.
Yeah, well, they're not acting like
Here's
it.
the thing is, we're doing a good job.
I know it's difficult.
Some niggas be scared.
It's not for safe for anyone.
Scared.
So the more cameras, I think that makes it even safer.
Okay, well, like I said, body cams will be here shortly, and when they
Yeah.
do, I hope that you guys realize what we're out here.
Yep. Until then, I'm gonna film every time.
So, as you can see, even after their job is done, the police officer still walks up to the lady and he tells her about the ticket and all this other kind of stuff, and he is still giving her a lecture. No, do your job, write the ticket, move on. You don't take that stuff personal. You cannot do that. There are too many things to take personal if you are a police officer. I mean, how many people do you arrest in a day? You write tickets for. Are you going to take all of that personal? No, you can't. Now, how much better would this situation have gone if this police officer would have been very cordial? He would have been like, hey, I know you're recording me. That's fine. I'm not going to do anything wrong. I'm one of the good guys. So let me see your license and registration. You know, this is why I pulled you over, blah, blah, blah. Okay? All right. So we're going to talk about reasonable suspicion and probable cause. Reasonable suspicion basically means that the police officer has a pretty good reason to think that maybe a crime was committed, okay? It doesn't mean that he can arrest you. It doesn't mean that he can search your car. In some states or some cities, you know, they can do a light pat down, okay? But they cannot search you, because what that detainment is for them to conduct a short investigation to see if that leads up to probable cause. Now, probable cause is when you may be arrested, your car may be searched, your house may be searched, things like that. Probable cause is that you have reason to believe that a crime is being committed, has been committed, or is about to happen. All right, so you need probable cause in order to get a search warrant for a house. You need probable cause in order to get an arrest warrant. Now, if you are on the scene as a police officer and you have probable cause to believe that a crime has been committed, you can arrest somebody right then and there, okay? Take them to jail. But a police officer's job is to do just that. You're going to arrest somebody that is suspected of having committed a crime, and then they will go to jail or whatever the punishment is while they are awaiting trial, okay? So reasonable suspicion, probable cause. So, okay, so let's say you get pulled over for a traffic stop, all right? And, you know, you show your identification and things like that. And then he comes back and he gives you a ticket. Then he starts asking you questions. At that point in time, you can say, hey, am I free to leave? Because you don't have to answer any more questions, okay? He cannot detain you any further unless he has reasonable suspicion, all right? If he does have reasonable suspicion and you ask, am I free to go or am I being detained? And he says you're being detained, he has to tell you why. And that detainment has to be a reasonable amount of time for him to conduct a brief investigation to find out if you actually committed a crime. That could be, you know, talking to a couple of people in the car or something like that. If he has nothing or nobody to talk to and it's just you and him and, you know, there's nothing going on, he can't detain you for like an hour and, you know, scold you or lecture you or anything like that. Like, that's illegal, okay? I just want you to know your rights about reasonable suspicion and probable cause. Now, police officers at any time, they can ask you at any time, like, hey, do you have any drugs in the vehicle? Or do you have any weapons in the vehicle or anything like that? You don't have to answer that question. If you do choose to answer it and you say no, they might say, hey, well, do you mind if we search the vehicle? If you say yes, what that is, that's called a consent to search, which basically means you gave them permission to go ahead and search your car. You don't have to do that. You can just say, no, you don't have permission to search my car, and they can't search your car. The only time they can search your car is if they have probable cause. So don't fall for that if they come up and ask you to search your car. Don't forget to subscribe and turn your notifications on, okay? If you like these videos, definitely leave me a thumbs up.